Here we have Kenseiden for the Sega Master System, and yeah, this game indeed does have action. This game is your typical hack and slash side-scrolling adventure. Go around slashing enemies with your sword and acquire special items from bosses that will help you out later on in the game. You take the role as Hayato during 16th century feudal Japan, who's got to take back these magic scrolls that were stolen from the warlocks who were trying to conquer the land. In addition to getting the scrolls, Hayato must also acquire the Sword of the Dragon Lord, which is the key element to defeating Untitled, the Master Warlock. This game, which is created by Sega in 1988, is actually a good side-scroller adventure. I enjoy it so much. The thing is that this game has a lot of secrets to uncover, so when you beat the game for the first time, you might want to go back and play it again to uncover some of the stuff that you missed. The graphics are okay, but that's considering the fact that this game takes place in a dark setting. The controls are really easy to execute in this game, especially when you get the sword techniques from the bosses, like the slasher move which does twice the amount of damage. There are 3 types of stages to get by through this game. First there's ones that you just randomly pass through, and then there are the stages that have these castles and caves you have to navigate through to reach the boss at the end. And here's the type of stages you'll be spending the most time in, the training stages. Why here? I'll tell you why. Because there's arrows coming left and right trying to freaking hit you. I mean seriously, you gotta really time your attacks, otherwise one mistake and you'll be starting all over again. And you'll be dying quite often, such as here, and here, and here. Am I gonna get here? Well, let me see. Oh shit, I just did. So basically, you're gonna get pissed off a lot in these type of stages, especially when you time your jumps and you end up falling in the spikes. Sometimes you lose control and you'll end up falling in the spikes without meaning to. At this rate, you're probably saying to yourself, I'm most likely gonna die before I reach the end of this stage. Damn arrows. I have no fear. After you get a couple hits, these gourds will appear, and thankfully they will fill part of your life. So, continue onward. Sometimes when you get enough hits for another gourd to appear, you have to come to a decision. How the hell am I supposed to get that without dying? You know what, more health is more important. So when you finally reach the end, you're saying to yourself, what the hell do I get for all my hard efforts? I'll tell you what. You get an increase in your life, or a charm that will increase your defense for later on in the game. But be warned, getting these items, you won't get your health filled up, which is kind of fucked up. So once you finally get through those dreadful training stages, you might want to go ahead and try it for free. But, wait a minute. Why the fuck would I try to do all that shit again? I'll explain why. Once you complete a training stage, you get your health filled up. Then you'll be like, oh, thank goodness. Now onto the items. You already know about the gourd, which increases part of your life. There's also the sword, which increases your attacking power for as long as you don't die. And then there's this medicine box, which I'll explain a little bit later on. But you might want to take a look and see that this head next to the medicine box bears an awful striking resemblance to Alex Kidd, who was Sega's mascot at the time before Sonic. I mean, come on, how can you not notice those big ears of his? Here's another helpful item called the wooden doll, which gives you an extra life. And finally, we have the diary, which gives you a continuum just in case you lose all your lives. Now, most of the enemies in this game probably will not give you a hard time at all. They can rather be easy to deal with. But these damn boulders, these are the things you gotta be careful about, because these are the ones that most likely make you fall to your doom. And now we come to the boss fights, or aka the warlock fights. The first boss is the only boss that you have to fight without a sword technique. What you have to do is just hit him when he comes down and stay clear of the flames. He won't do his attack when he's hit. This boss I hate the most because there's only one way to damage him. You gotta aim your sword at his crotch. No, seriously, that's what it looks like. And every time you miss, he does this freaking clubbing attack that takes a big chunk of your life. I'm like, this is the only boss I've actually lost to. Now, since I'm about to lose my health, this is where the medicine thing comes in. It actually fills up your health when you run out. Here we have this floating eyeball that the only way he can damage you is cry. What kind of boss hurts you by crying? I mean, seriously, this is something you would normally see in a cartoon, not a game. Another interesting to know is that after you defeat the first boss of the game, you come to the map screen and it kind of splits. So it means that you don't have to exactly complete every stage in the game. But wait, hold on for 1 second. Why are the name of the stages in Japanese? This is an English game, right? I mean, translated to English. So common courtesy, you think people playing this game in English should know what the names of the stages in English are too, right? All we know is that this castle over here is the last stage of the game. But everyone else, what the hell is this? Come on. So like I said before, you don't necessarily have to beat every stage in order to beat the game, but it makes it a whole lot easier to do so when you face the last boss. Overall, this game is worth playing again and again. I give this game an 8 out of 10 for its non-stop action. And with that said, as you watch this nice ending, look at the credits scroll at the bottom. Until then, see you next time.